I was born in Memphis, Tennessee, and when I was 3, my parents came out to visit my grandmother in Tustin, and my mother was pregnant with my little brother, and she became very ill and couldn't travel back, so we ended up staying here. Just kind of moved all over Orange County, and of course then it was so rural, it was, you had to drive to see somebody, except when you were right downtown. But then we didn't have the freeway, and it was really beautiful, but it's beautiful now. I don't mind having the people here. Some people do, but I remind them that when I came here, they weren't here. Well, my mother was very, very different. Her name was Connie Clara Chandler. She was a fabulous mother. You could do anything as long as it was morally clean and right. I remember getting jealous of my sister because she was an artist, and my mother sat me down and said, now look, God gave you certain talents and your brothers and sisters certain talents. You enjoy and use the ones you have, and you enjoy and see the ones your brothers and sisters have, because you're not going to be the same. And I thought that was pretty special when I grew up, thinking about that with Mother, because I was not jealous of my sister anymore. And when we worked on the ranch, we made a team, because she could hand the stallions and the bulls, and I couldn't do it. But she couldn't train the horses because she was a little bit rougher. So she would get the horse so it wouldn't buck, and I would put a rein on it so it could be ridden. And so we used each other's talents and made a wonderful working team on a ranch. But the cultures were so different from the South and from, here. And my mother loved it. She wouldn't wear slacks, but she let us wear slacks. She always had to wear a hat. And so when we first came to California from the South, she had to wear gloves to shop. And she became more Californian as the years came by, but Mother was in a wheelchair before I could get her in pants, because that wasn't considered proper for a lady. My aunts came out to visit during World War II, and we were in pants, and they were still wearing dresses in the South. And so they got so mad at my mother because I was wearing pants and I was going to hell. So they became furious with my mother because she allowed me to wear pants. So anyway, my mother died in 1975, and I went back, and guess what? Both my aunts were in pants. But she said, if you act like a lady, you will be treated like one. That's the greatest gift I think she gave us. My 2 sisters and I worked with men all of our lives. We didn't use dirty words. We didn't act sexy. We looked at them as if they were our brothers or our fathers if they were older. We showed respect to them. They really showed respect to us because they taught us everything we learned. And I never knew them to do it with another woman. I've seen women later in later years working on the ranch, and if they weren't acting properly, you know what I'm talking about, acting, oh boy, I'm a woman, they didn't even talk to her. But with us, this wonderful companionship of working with someone else that says, I respect you for what you are, on both sides. It was a great experience. I wouldn't have learned it from anyone else but my mother. We went to the Irvine Community Church. It was built by the Irvine ranch hands and their wives. The wives got up there, I understand, and built the building, which is still there. James Irvine gave the land to the church, allowed them to build it there. And so when my mother died, she was so well known all over, they didn't have a bell tower. And I found this bell, an antique bell, and I took it to the pastor. He said, this is a big neat memory for Mom, because everybody loved her. And so the people there put the bell in the door, at the entrance to the door. It's still there. And the church is still there, and that's one building I'd like to see stay. I would have never done all the things I did, or my sisters or my brothers, if it hadn't been for Mother.